Hi, guys. Okay, I'm back. Now let me know, okay? I don't know what's happening, and I'm telling you guys, it's with Facebook. It ain't with me. But if you're coming on and you can see me, and I don't care if it's a narrow picture, it's not the wide frame as it usually is, that's all right, as long as you can hear me and see me. And I'm not sideways. Okay, let's see. Better, Lucille says. Okay, we're ready to go. Guys, don't ask any questions. Andrea, okay. Rosa, okay. I got the memo. My word, guys. You have no idea. Wendy, when Wendy tells me I'm good, I'm all right. Okay, Sue, how are you? Judy, good morning to you. Sandy, I'm back. Yeah. Karen, Peterborough, how are you? Andrea, okay. Little narrow picture. I have no idea, guys. I tried to change it a dozen times before we started. Georgie. And Brahim said I was good. I was? Kathy, Amber, Darlene, all good. Okay. Sue, how are you? Nativity. And it's you. You broke it. See, Brahim, you got no faith in me. I don't understand that. Cecilia. Sue says she sees me. Etta. Okay. Carol. As long as I'm not sideways. Carol. Carol from Mount Pearl, Newfoundland, and Carol from West Virginia. How do you like that coming up 1 and 2? Wanda, Virginia. Ornella, how are you? Diane. And Wendy's laughing at me. Okay, Ornella is asking how I'm doing. I was doing good till I tried to start this program today. Sideways. Darlene, Milika, Margaret, Sharon, from Michigan, Bruno, Cheryl in West Virginia. We love West Virginia. Lisa, Rain Cloud, how are you in Michigan there? Elaine, St. John's, Newfoundland, good morning to you. Cindy in Regina. Rhoda, Labrador. Cheryl said you fixed it. I don't know if I fixed it, Cheryl. And Cheryl, and 2 Cheryls in a row. One from Lighthouse Cove. Sherry's on with us. Patricia from Pulaski, Tennessee. Gwen, Adeline, April. That's better. Rosalinda saying I'm upside up. I'm right side up. Sharon. Sharon is good. You got it, Sharon. My grandkids should be right beside me. Oh, April, David. Sue says, her kids tell her, don't touch the buttons. Sandra, how are you? Lily, Carol, Etta, Jackie. Okay, let's get going. Helga. Okay, let's talk a little bit about microbiome just for a bit because there's 1, 2, 3 new studies. Guys, there's nothing more exciting in medicine than the study of the microbiome. Nothing is near as exciting in the area of the microbiome, okay? Now, guys, you know this. I've been talking about the microbiome for a long time. Bacteria. Good, bad, and ugly. Okay? So, most of the bacteria, not all of it, is in your gut. We're not talking millions. We're not talking billions. We're talking trillions of bacteria. Craziness, the amount of bacteria. Okay? Now, let me talk to you about 3 studies that just came out on the microbiome, okay? One of them is, we talked about this in the past, okay? You're going to get gurus, okay? And they're going to talk about a substance that your bacteria make. And it's called butyrate. B-U-T-Y-R-A-T-E. Butyrate. Okay? It's a fermented substance that your microbiome makes. Okay? Now, when you listen to, I hate to say this, 99% of people who talk about the microbiome will tell you something that's not true. Here's what they're going to tell you. You need fiber to feed the bacteria so that they produce butyrate. Okay? I heard that 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Fiber, fiber, fiber. And what have I told you on this program? Fiber is overrated. It's way overrated. As if your microbiome prefers fiber over a steak. It don't. Because the best sources to feed the microbiome, let me give them to you. They are eggs, meat, especially steak, and dairy. That's what feeds your microbiome. That in food produces much more butyrate. Okay? Much more than fiber does. Fiber is overrated. Butyrate, okay, helps to fuel the gut lining. So a steak and eggs and butter is fabulous for your gut lining. Why? Because when you eat butter, you produce more butyrate. Much more than fiber. Okay? So, it helps heal your gut lining. It helps lower your inflammation, especially in the gut. It supports your immunity. Okay? That's how important butyrate is. But that's why it's so important for your gut that you eat eggs, meat, and good dairy because of butyrate. I hear that all the time, butyrate. You need fiber for butyrate. No, you don't. No, you don't. You need eggs, meat, and cheese. Dairy. Okay? And one of the best is butter. Butter. Butter your steak. I heard this in the office so many times. I laugh about it because they say, Doc, I can have butter? Yeah. Well, what am I gonna? You tell me not to have the toast. I said, butter your meat. Cook with it. Butter. Put it on top. You want to have some vegetables? Pour butter on top of them. Okay? Anyway. And of course, our modern lifestyle, carpet bombs our microbiome. I've talked to you about that. That's what you see in autoimmune. Okay, so let me give you another study that came. Okay, there's at least 3 more. You know why vegetable oils are so bad? We talk about the hateful 8 from canola, Canada's gift to the world. Canola oil, which is just cottonseed oil, guys. Okay? And safflower, sunflower, soy oil, grapeseed, the hateful 8. You know what they do? They disrupt your microbiome, amongst other things. The more they're studying these so-called good oils that belong in your car instead of your body, they disrupt the microbiome. And your microbiome will not ferment butyrate with these vegetable oils. And almost everything in the middle aisles of your grocery store are exactly that. Vegetable oils. They're put in everything from crackers to pretzels to cereals to you name it. Okay. Avoid, because it disrupts the gut. So that's another study. Salad dressings, sauces, fried foods, packaged snacks, frozen meals. Most restaurants cook with vegetable oil. Not good. Okay. Now, where's the other study now? Okay. Okay, I brought to you one of them, the other. Oh, coffee for the win on the microbiome. Did I bring this to you the other day? Okay. So on the reset, you're feeding your good bacteria, the microbiome. You're feeding it with the right foods. Okay? The right foods. Eggs, meat, and cheese. Well established. Even though we're in the minority, guys, we're telling you the truth. And for the win, coffee and your microbiome. Okay? Let me read you the study. Coffee for the win. Coffee changes your microbiome for the good. It's good for your mood, good for cognition, decreases inflammation, and lowers your CRP, which is C-reactive protein. That's an inflammatory marker. That's what coffee does. In your microbiome, your your microbiome, your gut loves coffee. The best fiber in the world is coffee. Coffee. Okay? Decreases inflammation in the gut. Helps your microbiome, the good guys, thrive. Coffee for the win. Another study on the microbiome. Okay, here's another one. The gut-brain axis. Okay? The link between your microbiome and the brain. Now, we've talked about this a lot, okay? You got your gut-brain connection, gut-lung connection. I'm going to bring that to you in a minute. Another study on the gut-lung connection. Leaky gut, leaky lungs. Leaky gut, leaky sinuses. Leaky gut, leaky skin. Leaky gut, leaky brain. It's a big factor, guys, in mental health, and nobody's talking about it. Well, very few. It's the new frontier, guys, in medicine. They're looking at the gut connection, something that Hippocrates told us a couple of thousand years ago. All disease stem from the gut. Man, that guy was a smart cookie. He was a smart cookie. He was light years ahead of his time. Imagine way back when, talking about the gut connection to the rest of the body. Well, the more we study the gut, and now we're talking study after study, the link between immunity, microbiome, and the brain. Listen to the study, okay? Antibiotics in utero when mommy's pregnant. Oh, where have you heard this before? And after birth. So listen, antibiotics in utero or after birth affects brain disorders. What? The brain. Why? Because of carpet bombing. Remember, antibiotics wipe out the microbiome. It only takes 5 days. And that can be, study after study has shown, that can be disrupted forever. Baby, in the womb, mommy has an infection, takes an antibiotic. Who knew? It affects the baby. And years later, they're showing a connection between that in utero or in early childhood, where the child is put on antibiotics for ear infections or throat infections, and you can't blame mommy. Mommy, the baby's crying, and the doctor, okay, here's should never give an antibiotic to a baby. Almost under no circumstances. Okay? And I understand you got an earache. A baby has an earache, it's driving the baby crazy. I get it. But there's other ways other than disrupting the microbiome. They don't think short-term fix long-term problems. And they're showing the connection here from Rutgers University, published in the Journal of Science. Okay? Antibiotics, here's the headline, antibiotics early in life can lead to brain disruption. Much more susceptible to autism. Much more susceptible to depression. Much more susceptible to ADD and ADHD. Much more susceptible to bipolar and schizophrenia. Hey, it's not just me that's saying it, okay? It's research. Rutgers University, published in the journal Science. You read the article. There's a lot of big words, but there's definitely a link. And guys, I've been talking about this for so many years now. And I'm not against antibiotics, guys. Okay? I'm not anti-antibiotics. You guys know this. If you followed me for any length of time, for heaven's sakes, if you need an antibiotic, you need an antibiotic. But, and there's a big but there, you gotta replenish, renew, regenerate the microbiome. You must. And we live in a world that they just think such short term all the time. And they don't see the connection. Why do we see so much depression today? What is one of the reasons? The microbiome. And they're finally making the connection between the gut and the brain. Big time. Because you got a blood-brain barrier there. How does that work? Well, it's bacteria. It's a border. You got the northern border between your brain and your blood, and you have the southern border, which is really important, and they're connected. They communicate to each other between your gut and your blood barrier. And you have today, still in medicine, in medical schools, they're not talking about this, and we're in 2026. It drives me crazy, guys. It really does. They're not keeping up with the importance of your microbiome, even though the research in medicine is focusing in on this new frontier, guys. But what did I tell you the other day? Okay? I have it somewhere. I don't want to have to go look for it. I'll never find it. It takes, what did I tell you? We did an article, a whole show. It takes 18 years for medicine to catch up and to change the family doctor and the general practitioners. It takes 18 years for anything to change in their narrative, in their treatment. You know, I remember asking an oncologist one time, why do you do that? Okay, on a particular cancer. Like chemotherapy doesn't work for that cancer. Why do you do it? He said, because that's what we do. Well, that's not a good answer. That's what we do? Well, stop doing it if it doesn't work. What do you mean that's what we do? Well, that's what we do. That was a stupid answer. Well, stop doing what you do and do something else if it ain't working. Okay, let me see. I thought I had one more. Maybe not. Oh, yep. Here it is. Published in the journal called Gut. I like it. Okay, let me just finish up with the microbiome. Okay, so what they did, okay, is they looked at a lung condition called COPD, okay, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, okay, COPD. And they wanted to find out that if you could change the gut bacteria, okay, they didn't use probiotics, they used fecal transplant, okay? So they took good poo from a healthy subject, okay? They took their poo, put it in a capsule, and transplanted it into a patient with COPD, lung. Here's what they said in the published journal called Gut. Fecal microbiome, okay, transfer improves COPD symptoms. Okay. This is a new frontier, guys. Fecal transplants. What does Dr. Martin think of them? Well, I can understand, okay? I can understand the science behind it, okay? I got no problem with it. I like probiotics better myself. I'm bigger on, and obviously there are a lot of good bacteria in a healthy subject. But I think, okay, this is me, okay? You know what here's me. Put your finger up. You got a unique fingerprint, okay? It's very unique. There's 8 billion people on the planet and change. You're different than every other person on the planet, including your mommy and daddy. You're just different. It's the way it is. You're unique. Sometimes I say weird, but I don't mean weird. I mean unique. Okay? And look, the issue I got with fecal transplants is that healthy bacteria for that person is for that person. Transferred to another person, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just, look, the jury is still out on it. And listen, I got no problem. I got no problem if it works. Happy. Putting somebody's good microbiome into another body. I got no problem with it if it works. It's been happening. I'm just not, like I said, the jury's still out on the real benefits. But this study showed that it seems to help with the lungs of people that have COPD. Okay? And what I want you to take away from this more than anything else is not a fecal transplant. It's the idea that your gut and your lungs are connected. And whenever I saw COPD, here was me. Okay? Here was me. They had leaky lungs for sure, but they also had leaky gut. And usually, they had a major fungal infection. They had a major fungal infection. How did that fungus get in there? Well, the microbiome was compromised. COPD, you can go back in their history, and usually, not always, but usually, high on antibiotics in their life. Either young or older. Wiped out all their good bacteria. The Trojan horse came in. Yeast, fungus, candida. And it spread. It should have been in the gut and taken care of. But because of leaky gut, it got through, went into the bloodstream, and lungs, possible sinuses, into the brain, or on the skin. So leaky gut, leaky lungs. Okay, that's me. As far as the fecal transplant, hey, if it works, I'm all for it. Okay? I'm all for it. All right. So we spent some time on the microbiome this morning. I tell you guys, it is the new frontier in medicine, and you guys are light years ahead of everybody else. You're light years ahead of it because we talk about it. And I've been talking about it on my radio show for 25 years ago, 30 years ago. The microbiome. I was one of the first guys to talk about the microbiome in chronic fatigue syndrome. Leaky gut in chronic fatigue, a major yeast infection, which suppressed the immune system and sort of became autoimmune. And the body turned on itself. It was part of the exhaustion in chronic fatigue. The overuse of antibiotics. Big time. So what do you got to do? What do you and I need to do? Feed your good bacteria. Eggs, meat, and cheese. Drink coffee. Enjoy. Okay? And probiotics. Broad spectrum. Many different strains. Okay? You know what to do. Okay. We love you guys. Sorry for the narrow pathway to who knows why. Okay? I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Talk to you soon.